Hey everyone, you're welcome again to another episode. Your model is more than just straight lines. SketchUp can create curved geometry using arcs. Before we start, here are a few important tips about the way arc entities work. 1. An arc contains multiple connected line segments but exists within your model as a single entity. 2. An arc can both define the edge of a face and divide a face. 3. Each arc contains 12 segments by default. However, you can tell SketchUp how many segments to use in an arc entity. More segments means your arc may appear smoother, which makes SketchUp work harder to display your model. That is, the fewer the segments, the simpler your model and blocky it looks. SketchUp offers 4 tools to help you draw arcs in your model. The arc type. When you activate this tool, a protractor appears to help you set the beginning and ending of the arc based on your desired angle. Your first click defines the center point, the second your end point, and the third finishes the arc, creating an open arc made of straight edge segments. To create an arc with an arc or pie tool, follow these steps. Select the arc tool or the pie tool. The cursor changes to a pencil with an open arc or a closed arc, respectively, and the half circle protractor indicates the orientation of a drawing plane. Click to place the center of your arc. A full circle protractor appears, locking the orientation of the drawing plane. Move the cursor to the starting point of your arc. Notice that the radius value in the measurement box changes dynamically as you move the cursor. If you like, you can type a number and unit and press enter to set precise radius value. Click to place the starting point of your arc. A straight dotted line representing the radius of your arc appears. Notice that the measurement box changes to accept an angle value. Move the cursor to the ending point of your arc. Click to place the ending point of your arc. You may also type an angle value and press enter or return. If you used the arc tool, SketchUp creates an open arc. If you use the pie tool, you will see a pie-shaped face. You can change the number of line segments. To do this, immediately after drawing the arc, type the number of sides you want and the letter S for site, then press enter or return. For example, typing 10S creates an arc with 10 line segments. When you draw an arc with the 2-point arc tool, you set the starting point, the ending point, and the bulge distance. The distance between the starting point and ending point is also known as the chord length. To draw a 2-point arc, select the 2-point arc tool. The cursor changes to a pencil with an arc. Click to place the starting point of your arc. The measurement box is now ready to accept a length value. Move the cursor to the ending point of your chord. Press the escape key at any point during the operation to start over. Click to place the ending point or type a length value and press enter. The measurements box changes to accept a bulge value. Move your cursor perpendicular to the straight line to adjust the bulge distance. If you want to draw a half circle, watch out for the half circle inference. The inference tells you when the arc is a half circle. You can tap the arrow key to lock your movement to that inference. Up arrow for blue, left arrow for green, right arrow for red. You will see a notification at the cursor that the inference is locked. Click to set the bulge distance or type a value and press enter or return on macOS. If you need to repeat the same 2-point arcs in your model, for example, if you are rounding all 4 corners of a rectangle, you can simply move your cursor to each corner and double click. This action repeats the previous arc parameters and cleans out the excess waste. When you use the 3-point arc tool, you draw the arc based on a pivot point. Follow the steps to use the 3-point arc tool. Select the 3-point arc tool. The cursor changes to a pencil with an arc. Click to establish a starting point of the arc. Move the cursor away from the starting point. Click again to establish the second point. A small dot appears, which is a pivot point for the arc. Move the cursor away from the dot. An arc appears as you move the cursor. You can tap the arrow key to lock your movement to that inference. When you like the shape of your arc, click to finish creating the arc. With either 2-point or 3-point arc tools, you can create a tangent arc. Hover over an edge you want to use as a tangent basis before clicking to begin your arc. You can edit the radius of an arc entity using the Move tool or in the Entity Info dialog box. With the Move tool selected, you can edit an arc entity as follows. Adjust the midpoint. To adjust the midpoint, hover the Move tool's cursor to locate the midpoint or endpoint of the arc. Then click and drag to adjust the arc. To access your arc's entity info panel, context-click the arc you want to edit. From the context menu, choose Entity Info. In the Entity Info panel, type a new value for the radius or number of segments. When you use the Push and Pull tool to extrude a 2D face that includes an arc, SketchUp extrudes a special surface entity whose radius can also be edited. Use the Move tool to reposition the midpoint edges, and all the geometry that makes up the extruded arc will move accordingly. The Entity Info dialog box enables you to change a circle or polygon's radius or size anytime after you create the shapes. Here is how. Context-click an edge, not the face of a circle or polygon that you want to edit. Select Entity Info from the context menu that appears. In the Entity Info panel, click in the Radius or Segment box. Change the value and press Enter on Microsoft Windows or Return on Mac. After you press Enter or Return, your shape immediately reflects your changes. SketchUp does not enable you to modify the width or length of a rectangle at any time. If you've already selected another tool or drawn additional rectangles, you need to erase the rectangle you want to change and redraw it, or resize the rectangle with the Scale tool if you don't need to enter precise dimension. Of course, You can do much more than simply changing a shape's size. You can turn a 2D shape into a 3D shape with the push and pull tool. You can distort shapes with the move tool or scale a part of your model. This video is a part of a complete SketchUp training series, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. See you in the next class.